like all of our graduates, families, and participants to have a memorable day. In order to help ensure everyone's enjoyment for our program, we ask that when using photographic equipment, you are respectful of those seated near you and do not block their view. We also request that all cellular phones be turned off during the ceremony so as not to disturb the celebration. Out of respect for our graduating students, invited guests, and speakers, we request all graduates to stay for the entire ceremony. Please also note that university has provided sign language interpretation for those who require it. Thank you for your consideration, and now sit back, relax, and enjoy the program. Please join me in welcoming the members of the New York City Police Department Pipe Band. And now, the moment we have all been waiting for. The processional will now begin, led by the Grand Marshal, Professor Vincent Barella. Our organist, David Kopp, will be performing Pomp and Circumstances. Please join me in welcoming the graduates of Pace University Class of 2001, led by their school banner, the College of Health Professions. Led by their school banner, Seidenberg School of Computer Science and Information Systems. led by their school banner, the School of Education. Led by their school banner, Dyson College of Arts and Sciences. Led by their school banner, the Lubin School of Business. led by the alumni banner, Pace University alumni. Let us welcome the College of Health Professions Associate and Assistant Deans and Faculty, led by their Faculty Marshal, Dr. Lily Shortridge-Baggett from the Leonhardt School of Nursing. The Seidenberg School of Computer Science and Information Systems Associate and Assistant Deans and Faculty, led by the Faculty Marshal, Dr. Paul Benjamin. The School of Education, Associate and Assistant Deans and Faculty, led by the Faculty Marshal, Dr. Kaba Kohli. The Dyson College of Arts and Sciences Associate and Assistant Deans and Faculty, led by the Faculty Marshal, Professor Sherman Raskin. The Lubin School of Business Associate and Assistant Deans and Faculty, led by the Faculty Marshal, Dr. John Dory. Please join me in welcoming the Platform Party, the Dean for Students, Executive, University and Campus Directors, University Deans, Officers of the University, Trustees, honored guests, Chairman of the Board of Trustees, President of the University, Stephen J. Friedman. Please welcome Dr. Harriet Feldman, Interim Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs.
Good afternoon. Please be seated. Welcome to the 2011 commencement of Pace University. On behalf of the entire Pace community of students, faculty, staff, administration, Board of Trustees, and nearly 130,000 alumni throughout the world, I extend my sincerest congratulations to our students and their families and friends on this truly momentous occasion. I would like to add an additional warm welcome to those families and friends of our graduates who are participating just steps away at the tent outside Avery Fisher Hall, and for those who are watching across the nation and the globe on their computers. This is a joyous day to share with all of you. Although we come together as a whole, the Pace University family, in fact, some of our graduates studied at the Westchester campuses and others in New York City. As a significant part of the Pace family, I particularly want to acknowledge your families and loved ones. You have made it possible through your love and support for these accomplished graduates to achieve their goals. Thank you. I also want to acknowledge and thank the faculty of this great institution. Your guidance and insights have provided a thoughtful environment for learning. I thank each of you for your devotion to teaching and learning. Graduates of the class of 2011, today marks one of the greatest milestones in your lives. With you, your families, and loved ones, we participate in a significant rite of passage as you complete your studies and embark into a world of great expectations and responsibility. The gift you have earned today is one of education. Your education has prepared you to think critically, creatively, and honestly about the most pressing issues of our time. Your education has provided you with the knowledge and resources to embrace opportunities and face challenges as they arise. Your PACE education will serve you professionally and personally for a lifetime. As your provost, I relish occasions such as these, one in which we celebrate our students' achievements. Commencement is a formal ceremony dating back hundreds of years. It recognizes the achievements of students by granting a diploma that signifies the completion of a university degree. Stop for a moment and think about the origins of the word commencement. Commencement is a beginning, not an end. We know that a Pace University commencement ceremony is not solely the conclusion of a great achievement, the Pace University degree. This achievement continues throughout your lifetime. It is with an eye to the future that I anticipate a life for each of you that holds yet to be imagined successes. I wish my sincerest congratulations to you, our PACE graduates. May you enjoy a life rich in the knowledge that you have contributed to the betterment of this world. May you always stay close to this great university and work toward inspiring those students who will follow in your footsteps. Thank you. Please rise for the national anthem, which will be sung by Allison Marie Bonino from Dyson College of Arts and Sciences, accompanied by David Kopp, organist, and then remain standing for the invocation, which will be given by Reverend Dr. E. Marshall Thurman, Assistant Minister, Abyssinian Church, Baptist Church in the city of New York.
Let us pray. Eternal and everlasting God, God the merciful and the beneficent, we thank you, O God, for this day and for this opportunity to gather in this place, to celebrate all you have done through the lives of those who will graduate and commence new life on this day. We're ever grateful, O God, for those who have thought it not robbery to share wisdom and knowledge with them through the years. We thank you even for this institution called Pace University, for all it stands for all it represents, even for the lives that it has transformed in its days. And so now, as we prepare to celebrate those who stand before us now, we ask that your presence would be with us. Not only would it be with us on this day, but that it would abide upon all of those who will go out into the world to share their knowledge, to spread their wisdom, to transform this world and make it a better place. Be with us now in only the way that you can. Bless this waiting body. Some of us offer this prayer in the name of the Creator. Others of us ask these blessings in the name of the Christ. But we all come, O God, in the name of your Spirit of peace. Let all those who can say amen. Amen.
Thank you, and thank you for helping me out. I would not want to sing that by myself. Please be seated. I would like to introduce our president, Stephen J. Friedman, who will make some remarks.
Well, it's clear to me this is a graduating class that can deal with anything. You're terrific. Chair Bianco, Pace University trustees, Provost Feldman, distinguished faculty, distinguished members of the administration and staff, this is the 105th year in the life of Pace University. What a pleasure it is to share this culminating moment with you and with your families. Graduate students stand at the very heart of Pace's mission as a university. As a group, you have committed yourselves to the advanced study of a very, very broad range of disciplines. Now you will make your own mark on those disciplines, generating new knowledge, providing creative leadership, and putting your skills to work for your careers, for your families, and for the betterment of others. The decision to pursue a graduate degree is an inflection point in your life. It bends the arc of your careers to a particular purpose. Your graduation today attests to the wisdom of that decision. I know, and I hope it fills you with confidence of your ability to succeed. I am thrilled that you're leaving Pace with the opportunity to make this world a better place. Thank you.
I ask that Dr. Agnello A. Bianco, Chairman of the Board of Trustees, and Dr. Maria Lusque, Professor and MA Program Director of Media, Communications, and Visual Arts of Dyson College of Arts and Sciences, to come to the podium to assist with the conferral of the honorary degree upon Jim Whitaker, Chairman of Whitaker Entertainment, as a candidate for the honorary degree of Doctor of Fine Arts.
I have the honor of presenting Jim Whitaker as a candidate for the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts, honoris causa. Jim Whitaker, chairman and producer of Whitaker Entertainment at Walt Disney Studios, your work has not only been a source of entertainment, but also an inspiration to all of us. You are both a businessman and an artist. You are an example for our graduating students that hard work pays off, starting your career as an intern at Imagine Entertainment and working your way to the top as president of motion picture production in 2004. Your film credits read like a who's who of Academy Award winners. In addition to your blockbuster films, many of your projects were from the heart. You directed several films to raise money for nonprofit organizations. During the past 9 years, your work has reached a new level. When you visited Ground Zero shortly after the September 11, 2001 attacks, where most people saw pain, devastation, and struggle, you were struck by the determination and resolve that you witnessed in the first responders and volunteers. It was then that you founded Project Rebirth, a nonprofit organization that has been using time-lapse photography to chronicle the reconstruction of the World Trade Center site. Rebirth, the resulting documentary that you directed and co-produced, premiered at the 2011 Sundance Film Festival to critical acclaim and will soon be part of a permanent exhibit at the National September 11th Memorial and Museum. You captured hope, you captured courage, you captured healing. You captured the resilience of people in the face of unimaginable destruction and trauma. You told a story that we all needed to hear, and you reminded us of the strength within. You're an inspiration to Pace graduates in every field of professional endeavor.
As authorized by the Board of Trustees of Pace University, I confer upon you, Jim Whitaker, the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereunto. Congratulations.
have to get used to it. It's been a while. Thank you, President Friedman. Thank you, Dr. Feldman, Dr. Bianco, Dr. Luskay, and the Board of Trustees. Thank you. It's an honor to be here. It's been an honor, actually, for me to be at Pace University for a long time, as Pace University has housed Project Rebirth for many, many years. You've always been supportive, and I can't thank you enough for doing that. I can't thank the entire university for the support it has given for all of these years. So I really want to kind of actually start the day by actually talking about two words, which are just those: thank you. And I want to do something maybe a little bit unusual, but I want to encourage all of you to take a moment and look around at all of the people that are here, and there certainly are a lot of people here who deserve a great deal of thanks for where you are today. So as unusual as this may seem, I want you to take a moment to look around, not just at the people that are around you above you, but also the people that are next to you, because you're surrounded by graduates. You are graduates. And the people that are around you are the people that are going to be with you for a long time. So when I mean do this, I mean do this. Like, get up like you were when I walked in, and stand up and look around, please. Okay? Yeah, give a little high five. That's it. There we go. Well done. That's the spirit. The reason I've asked you to do this is because in my experience, the people who are here today are the people who are going to be with you. They've been with you your entire life. They've guided you to this point, and they will continue to influence and guide you for the rest of your lives. The thing that's a little bit unusual about what I'm going to say is that it's oftentimes some of the badder or harder things that can sometimes happen that can be the most inspirational with the folks that you're with, but are the things, at least in my experience, that have influenced me in a way that's dramatically changed my life. And it's come from a place where my heart has been driven by experiences that have happened with the people around me. On January 11th, 2001, I was driving down a crowded street in Los Angeles, Pico Boulevard. It was late at night, around 10:15 at night. I got a call from my brother Steve. I'm the youngest of 5 boys. Steve called me quite a bit, but when he called, I felt that I could sense a distress in his voice. And he said, look, Mom's got cancer. We don't know how long she's going to be with us. You need to get home. My brother's pretty direct, but this was extremely direct. So I went home. 8 weeks later, my mother passed away. The thing that I remember the most about the period of time when I was with her was a moment when we were sitting in a bed. We were in a hospital bed, and it was kind of a beautiful, eerie morning. No one was around, and out the window, the sun was rising, and it was kind of cutting through the clouds, and it was beautiful. And I thought to myself, this is probably the last time that my mom will see a sunrise. I also thought, this will be the last time that I'll see one with her. And it dawned on me how short life was. Things happen like that, and they just kind of hit you. You know the message, but it hits you. 6 months later, 2 planes ran into the World Trade Center, taking the lives of nearly 3,000 people. A week afterwards, I got a call from a very close friend of mine named Nick Wood. We went to Georgetown University together. He said, Whit, I'm supposed to get married in a month. What do you think I should do? I said, Nick, I think, and this isn't my decision, but it's yours, but I think you got to go on with it. So we made the decision to go on and have the wedding in October. Now, it was a joyous, joyous occasion, as weddings are. Beautiful, in fact. But as the reception wore on, and as I was watching the people at the ceremony, I noticed a group of people in a corner, young men he had met on Wall Street, and they were all crying uncontrollably in their beers. The next morning I woke up and I said to my wife, I said, I want to go to Ground Zero. And she said, well, what are you thinking? What's on your mind? I said, you know, one day, when we have children, we didn't have them at the time, I want to be able to tell our children what it was like. I want us to be able to tell them what it was like at Ground Zero. So we went down. And as most of you in this audience know, it wasn't pretty. The smell of gasoline, the debris, the pile, the rubble. But as I was watching the debris, I noticed one woman in particular, and I don't know why, but I can still see her in my head. She had a mask on her face. And in her mind, as she walked around the debris, I saw this sense of determination in her eyes, a strong sense of determination. And I thought for a moment, you know, I think we're going to be okay. I thought, wow. And for a second, I thought, I just had this feeling of hope, which was a very odd feeling to have, hope at this point in time. I thought, what if I could take in some way, if I could find a way to go from this anxiety and dread to this place of hope in a short period of time for an audience, what would I do? How would I do that? And I decided it would be very easy. I would let the site speak for itself. I would put cameras up at Ground Zero, each taking a frame of film every 5 minutes, 24 hours a day, to record what was happening there. So we put the cameras up. And then we began to follow people. As time went on, I realized the emotion of the event was so personal and so human that it was important to follow the lives of people who were affected by the day. So I began to follow the lives of 10 people who were affected by the day. And I began to follow them once a year, every year, recording their lives through interviews and the events of their lives. What's important to note was at that time for me, the idea of the actual project Rebirth was actually a blessing. And it was actually a blessing that came from my mom. I had a moment where I was in a period of deep grief, my own grief. And in that moment of grief, I realized I should do something. But the point that needs to be made is that I actually did it. And I knew I needed to do it because my heart was really telling me I needed to do it. So I figured it out. I just started working on it with a lot of friends. And we went to work, and we started to make it happen. Now, one smaller point, which is maybe self-evident, but I had been with my mom like 6 months earlier, and I'd been sitting with her, and I had been kind of having this realization that life was short. And part of what made me really say I got to do this was the fact that I kind of realized life was short, and that I needed to activate and go ahead. So how does one do something like this? Well, this is where I take it back to school. This is where I take it back to you guys. This is where I take it back to Georgetown University, my alma mater. I went back to Nick, my friend, and I said, let's figure this out. Let's figure out how to get the money, put it together, and do this. Now, a small digression, if I could. I'm a storyteller, so you're going to hear a few stories here, but a small digression. When I was at Georgetown University, in my junior year of college, my roommate and Nick's roommate was killed by a drunk driver. A year after that, I had a dream. It was literally a dream. I woke up from the dream. I had a dream that in my dream, Charlie came to me and he said, go do that. Whatever you're thinking about, Whitaker, go do that. And when I woke up, I realized that the thing I was thinking about was I was thinking about making a public service announcement against drinking and driving. So I went ahead and did it. But the way I did it was I did it with the people around me. I called up Nick, I called up Pat Ryan, I called up all my friends from the university, and I effectively held a raffle by buying a weekend for two in the Hamptons, and up and down the East Coast, we raised money for Charlie, we made a public service announcement, and we put it out there. And the thing that happened was, that surprised us, is it played. It played around the country. And it actually gave me the confidence to apply to graduate school at USC, which I went to, and that ultimately put me on the road to Imagine Entertainment, where my career went. So again, this point of this voice, this little voice that was inside of me that was kind of telling me, go where your heart is telling you to go. Now it was 10 years later, and I was calling Nick again. Let's get it together. Let's do the same thing we did for Charlie 10 years earlier, but let's do it on a larger scale. He said, great, let's call Pat Ryan. Pat Ryan's father was the chairman of the Aon Corporation. They had sustained a great deal of loss, and Pat was willing to help. We talked to his dad, and they gave us the first money, and we began to put the cameras up. Another story, if I may. Again, tying the worlds together, and to the formation of us as human beings, as children, and as we grow up, and the kind of importance of the people around us and how they affect us. When I was trying to find who would be in the film as subjects for the film, I was given by my field producer an article about a very well-known Wall Street gentleman named Howard Lutnick. He runs Cantor Fitzgerald. I read the article, and at the very bottom of the article, in the last paragraph, there was this very unusual wording of something. They said, Howard's sitting in his conference room with his very affable, easygoing vice chairman, Stu Frazier. Stu Frazier considers himself a wilderness tripping enthusiast. I thought, that's the weirdest thing. Who is a wilderness tripping enthusiast in this world? But I had gone when I was very young on a canoe trip. I was 16. I had gone on a canoe trip that was called a wilderness trip at a camp called Keewaydin. I was thrown into the trip last minute, so I was a little bit adrift, no pun intended. And Stu was there for me. Stu was in the back of the canoe. He was 18 years old, and he was paddling and sort of protecting me. So I decided to kind of put the dots together. I went to Keewaydin's website and thought, he's probably involved with the board. Up comes Stu's picture. There's Stu Frazier, now 20 years later. I pick up the phone, I call him on a Sunday morning, and I say, Stu, blast from the past, Jim Whitaker here. Without missing a beat, he says, oh, hey, Whit, what's going on? I'm like, well, we haven't talked in a while. He goes, yeah, I know, but I got a picture of you right here on my bulletin board. How you been? Stu Frazier, when we had the hardest time in making our film and completing our film, Stu came in to give the final funding to complete the film. Again, the ties to the people that bind you. I'll end with one final story. It happened close to where you guys went to school. I know you're in this beautiful place up here, which is really quite gorgeous, but down where you spend most of your time. And it happened on Vesey Street. The challenge that we were facing in getting our cameras up, again, these time-lapse cameras that we were putting up on the building, was one of finding them and finding out where to put them. But secondarily, once we decided on where the buildings were, the question became, how are you going to get them to agree to let you put the cameras up for 10 years? 10 years is a long time to grab real estate down in lower Manhattan. I had 3 cameras that I wanted to put up. One was at American Express, one was at 115 Broadway, and the other one was at Vesey Street. The one at American Express, well, American Express has a very large legal department. So as I started to try and make my way through the legal department to get permission, it was a little bit challenging. 115 Broadway, same thing, large corporation. So that kind of left Vesey Street for me. There was a guy who owned the Vesey Street building. I had a camera I was wanting to position there, knew it would go up there, and knew it would work. If only I could get someone to agree to let me put the camera up. I was also trying to get them up as quickly as possible because we were recording the history of the site going forward. So I put a 3 to 4 minute piece together. I went up to see him. It was like a July day. It was very, very hot. And I put the tape in, and I sat there with him, and he's kind of a overweight gentleman, so the heat wasn't treating him too well. He was watching my film, but he was kind of distracted. I was trying to really get him to focus, and he kept saying, well, what are they doing at American Express? And what about 115 Broadway? Are those guys in on this? Are they going to go for this? He was getting more and more nervous. And I started to think, this isn't going to work. I don't know if he's going to do it. If he doesn't do it, then the other ones may not do it. And I happened to look over on his desk. And on his desk was a little bogglehead. You know those boggleheads with a head that shakes like that? And it was a dog. And I immediately recognized the dog was not just any dog. It was a bulldog from my alma mater, Georgetown University. I said, hey, I have a question for you. You didn't happen to go to Georgetown University, did you? And he looked at me like, oh man, this guy's got me. And I had. We got the cameras up 3 weeks later, and we were completely on our way. I say all of this to you, if the point hasn't been clear enough, and I say look around, and I mean look around, because this is your university, and this will always be your university, and that the people around you are the ones who one day, when things aren't going so well, you may be able to call up, or one day when you have an idea and you want to do something, you may be able to call up and say, look, I need a hand. I want to do something that I don't think I can do. Can you help me? In closing, I just want to say one other thing. As I look back so to speak, on the things that have happened in my life and the way I've approached those things, there's two defining characteristics. One is that I've always tried to listen to the voice inside of my heart. And I say that because we all know what that voice is. It's not necessarily the voice that is able to come out. It's the one you hear, but you often don't listen to. And when something's really, really hard, you don't want to do it. And so you let that voice die down. And I would encourage you to not let that voice die down. Second of all, I've tended to find things that have been really hard for me. The death of my mother, Charlie Schiavone's death due to a drunk driver. And I've tried to take those things and figure out how to make them positive things. It's no secret that you all are headed into a difficult and challenging world. Let's be honest. But here's the thing. You have the best advantage if you look inside and if you try to follow your heart and you allow your heart to guide you. I promise you, as hard as this world is, as difficult as it can be, if you stay on a true and clear path, no matter how hard things are, no matter how difficult they seem, you can take something good, you can take something bad and make it good, and you may even be able to make it great. So I'm going to conclude by saying two words. Thank you.
Thank you. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce Lindsay Blaine Levin, a student, a student in the Dyson College of Arts and Sciences, who will address her classmates.
Thanks, guys. George Bernard Shaw once wrote, "Life is no brief candle to me. It is a sort of splendid torch which I've got hold of for the moment, and I want to make it burn as brightly as possible before handing it on to future generations." And now here we are in the heat of the fire, and I'm wondering what in the world I'm going to do to make myself burn as brightly as possible. With all the training and tools I've acquired at Pace University, my best advice for myself is be prepared to be flexible. I do, in fact, spend a lot of time giving myself advice. It's kind of my thing. I think it's kind of everyone's thing. In the world today, change is the only constant. We've gone from breaking news tonight at 11 to breaking news immediately, download it to your cell phone, with interviews from everyone involved and Anderson Cooper live from the scene. How do you keep up? And I tell myself, you have to create a place for yourself. I mean, even Gandhi was on board. I can take some advice from others. Be the change you wish to see in the world. We are in charge of what future generations will take for granted as the norm. When I was growing up, a robot that vacuums was something you only saw on the Jetsons. Now my grandma turns on her Roomba and takes a nap. At 16, I had a cell phone for emergencies. I saw a 6-year-old on their iPhone last week having a conference call with 2 other toddlers via Skype. I drank a glass of coconut water this morning from a neatly packaged Tetra Pak. 15 years ago, my brother had a refrigerator full of baby coconuts. You had to peel off the husk and crack open with a machete. And the fact is, someone made that happen. So why not us? Let's use our arsenal of tools to carve out our own paths. Why not? We can give it a shot. And if we are flexible, failure is impossible. We will be able to adapt to whatever is ahead. And to quote Shaw again, "You see things and you say, why? But I dream things that never were, and I say, why not?" It is not a perfect world, and there will be challenges in the future. But we can handle whatever is coming our way. And maybe we can use those challenges as opportunities to grow. Maybe even show us a point of view we hadn't been able to see before. And then our children will tell stories about how back in their day, people used textbooks, not with what all these kids have nowadays with all their books on iPads. And the best part is, we are all so different. So if each of us goes out into the world with a fresh and unique perspective, then we are unstoppable. We all had our own path to travel to get to this point. And for a moment, we meet, share our journeys with each other, and then away we go to make our mark on the world. If you look to your right and left, you are the only you here. And what you have to say is valid and deserves to be heard. So let's find a way in. Let's make our voices matter in the world. In anticipation of the upcoming transition from academic world to real world, I have asked a lot of people for tips on what has made them successful in their careers. I say tips and not advice because I reserve the advice thing for myself and Gandhi and Shaw. Anyway, a recurring theme among these tips seems to be willingness. Willingness to learn something new. Willingness to go above and beyond what is asked of you. Willingness to be focused on what needs to be done. And overall, a willingness to be flexible. All right, you might be asking yourself, what is this be prepared to be flexible thing about? Well, if I may, here's some advice. Don't let your initial reaction to an opportunity be no. Take a breath and consider. It only takes a moment to clear your mind and consider the possibilities of what may lie ahead. Starting right now, the future is filled only with opportunity. And it is now your choice to decide what opportunities you seize and what path you are going to take to success. So let's go out there and burn brightly. Thank you.
It is my pleasure to introduce PACE alumna Honorable Andrea A. Stewart-Cousins, 1986-2008, and New York State Senator, District 35. Will you please come up and give the alumni address?
Good afternoon, President Friedman, Provost Feldman, Dr. Whitaker, trustees, Chairman Bianco, faculty, staff, and my fellow alums of the class of 2011. It's good to be here. And I want to tell you, in particular, it's good to be here because this is like my graduation. See, I graduated in '08 with an MPA, but I was so, yeah, go ahead, come on, let's have some fun. And that's what I'm going to tell you. I was so worried about what I had to do the next day. I had been asked to do a commencement speech the next day. So the whole time I'm sitting through my graduation, I'm worrying about somebody else's graduation. And I'm saying, well, what do I take from this and that to give to there, and what makes sense? And I practically missed the whole thing emotionally. I was present, but I wasn't really. So, as Dr. Whitaker asked you to stand up and look around, I want you to sit down, to look inside, and to remember this moment. Savor this moment. This is your moment. It's your moment. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about whether you're going to get that job. Don't worry about anything. Just concentrate on what you've done today and enjoy it. It is a magnificent accomplishment. And since I only have a few minutes with you, I thought that the tips, as our darling Lindsay explained, advice, tips, I figured I would break them up into PACE, P-A-C-E. Simple, get us out of here real quick. P is for planting that seed. Now you're all here because somebody planted that seed. Somebody told you, or you might have told you, that education is the most important thing that you can do. Somebody said to you that nobody could take education away from you. Somebody said that in order to be somebody, you need an education. And some of you are the very first to achieve that education on this level in your families. So was I. My roots are on 59th and Amsterdam, before Lincoln Center, and maybe after there will be the Amsterdam housing projects. Those were my roots, and that's where the seeds were planted. The second thing I want to say for our A is accept the challenges that life brings you. You've heard it in Dr. Whitaker's speech. Lindsay has given you the rah-rah. Everyone is telling you, and you already know that life has challenges to bring you. Accept those challenges with grace and with resolve. Accept them and make the best out of them. The other thing I didn't tell you in 2008 is that 6 months earlier, my husband died. Most of my education was in the evening, between 3 kids, the marriage, full-time jobs. I spent decades going back and forth, in and out, always having PACE there to say, you're ready to come, let's continue on the journey, because that's the kind of university this is. But to get to that point that we'd all worked so hard for, and not to have him there was very hard. But I knew that my being there was honoring what he had done to help me take my place in that graduating class. And so, although it was challenging, and although it was unexpected, I knew that he had built for me a platform from which I could grow and fly. So my C is challenge yourself. We all know life is going to challenge us. But then we have to challenge life. We have to look and say, you know what? This is hard. And there'll be a lot of people who will stand around and say, you can't do that. When I ran for Senate, they told me, you can't do that. You're running against somebody who's been around for 20 years. You don't have a lot of money. All the institutional players, blah, blah, blah. But I did it anyway. And when I lost the first time by 18 votes, can you say 18? Remember that number? When I lost by 18 votes, I did it again. It was scarier the second time because the first time nobody believed I could do it. The second time, they saw me coming. So then I realized that I would be up against the fear, really. And I knew that I didn't want fear to govern my life. I knew that I didn't want fear to determine outcomes. I knew that the fear was false, and I challenged myself, and I won. The last thing, E. There's a lot of E's. Employment, encouragement. I like to say, be encouraged, and of course, be excellent. But one of my earliest return stories to PACE was a simple journalism class. You know, living in the projects and not having anyone who'd really, because of the circumstances of the day for African Americans, my parents were not, shall we say, upper class or middle class. We were poor. I knew I could write, and so I thought maybe I would be a reporter. I picked being a reporter because I didn't know any reporters that looked like me. And I figured if it didn't work out, everyone would say, well, you couldn't do it anyway. So it would have been sort of out there, but nobody really would expect it. When I went back to PACE and I took a journalism class, one of the projects that we did was an election special. It was in 1984. And my assignment was to go to New York City, the Sheraton, where Geraldine Ferraro, who was making a historic run for vice president with Walter Mondale, who was running for president, would find the election results. And I went down, and there I was with national reporters of every stripe. In the middle of this gaggle of press was me. And they ran back with their stories, and I ran back with mine. And it was that story that I used to get my first unpaid internship and later become a reporter for a national chain. That's what happened. And when Geraldine Ferraro campaigned with me in 2006, it was as though it were coming full circle. It was amazing. So be encouraged. Do what the little voice tells you. Understand that life is magical, that you are dynamic, that the only thing you can offer is all of you, and offer it not just for you, but for everyone else. Because we need your talents, we need your strength, we need your brilliance, and we really need more from the alum of Pace University. Congratulations all. Thank you.
Thank you. It is my distinct honor now to reintroduce Pace University President Stephen J. Friedman to deliver his personal message.
Thank you, Provost Feldman. The American poet laureate, Donald Hall, once wrote of the special days that mark life's big moments. He said, there are days, usually something particular beckons to us so joyously. Your birth was certainly a special day, particularly for your parents. And I hope very much that the day you received your admission to the graduate program that you're now completing was a special day. And I know that today is a very special day indeed. Today we celebrate the culmination of all of your efforts and all of your achievements over the past few years. Today we also celebrate your parents and your loved ones, because they've supported you over these years and they've lived through the ups and downs, the triumphs, and the challenges with you. Today is also a day to celebrate your new relationship to Pace University. For the past few years, you've been students. Now you will forever be part of the extraordinary community of 130,000 Pace alumni who live with purpose and make a difference in the world. I'm delighted to welcome each and every one of you into this great society, and I'd like to say a few words about what I think that means. As Pace alumni, you've got a profound responsibility to bring your education as thinking professionals to bear on everything you do. Now, I know you're thinking, well, I think all the time. I'm probably thinking now that I hope President Friedman doesn't go on too long. Thinking professionals go deeper. They grapple with complex ideas. They conceive new ways of doing things. They lead others around a common goal. And they lead with compassion. Creativity and compassion are the hallmarks of a thinking professional. And I'd like to tell you two stories that illustrate these traits. The first story is about a young boy walking on a beach on an island in the Indian Ocean. The beach is covered with literally thousands of starfish that have been washed up by the waves and stranded there by the tide. On the same beach is an old man who's walking and occasionally bends down, picks up a starfish, and tosses it back into the sea. The young boy goes up to the old man and says, "Why bother? Why does it matter? There are thousands of starfish here, and you can only touch a few." The old man holds up a starfish and says, "It matters to this one. Always remember that what you do has such an impact on the lives that you touch." The second story concerns our founding fathers. In the summer of 1775, they gathered in Philadelphia to hammer out the freedoms that would shape the future of this nation. They were beset by flies, by illness, by stifling heat. There were tremendous threats. They argued like crazy with each other, and they were determined to succeed. On July 4th, 1776, they issued the Declaration of Independence. They boldly asserted not just revolutionary actions, freedom from English tyranny, but revolutionary ideas. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, and among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These were thinking professionals, and it was their ideas, even more than their actions, that have shaped the governments and the politics of so much of the world. We certainly don't have to go back to the Revolution to find people whose ideas are shaping the world. They include people like John Ringhuysen. John graduated last year as a graduate student and received a Fulbright. He's a native of Wichita, Kansas. He went to the military academy, graduated in 1999. He went on to serve our nation in South Korea, in Bosnia, in Kosovo, and Iraq. When he returned to civilian life, John came to graduate school here at Pace. He found his calling. Last year, John graduated from our Lienhart School of Nursing. Today, his Fulbright has brought him to Bangladesh, where he's using his new knowledge and skills to help improve access to health care in one of the most impoverished nations in the world, a population in excess of 150 million people in a state the size of Wisconsin. One John Ringhuysen. John knows that it matters to this one. John is a thinking professional. In too many corners of the globe today, men and women are still denied the freedom to think for themselves and to question. You have that right. As graduate students, you've been trained to exercise it. Now you will join your fellow PACE alumni and have the opportunity to lead in this world with confidence, with conviction, and with compassion. The need for intelligent leadership has really never been greater. Think of the new challenges that face the United States and the world just in the years since you started your graduate program. Faltering, even collapsing economies, devastating natural disasters, fierce struggles for freedom in Tunisia, in Libya, in Egypt, in Syria, fundamental reappraisals of the US healthcare system and the regulatory system for our financial markets, and the constant unfolding impact of technology on the lives of everyone. In the age of so much challenge and so much change, you have the opportunity and you have the responsibility to express your leadership as thinking professionals. Where there is darkness, you be the light. Where there is disagreement, be brave enough to listen and assess honestly the views of others. Where there's work to be done, step forward and do the job of which you can be proud. Where there is risk, meet it with boldness. Strive for excellence. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Excellence does not flow from the absence of mistakes. It flows from what we learn from the mistakes that inevitably attend great ventures. It flows from the ability to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and start again. Remember that many people at the top of their profession sat right where you are sitting today at a PACE commencement. They felt the same joy of being with their parents and friends at this special moment, the same excitement about the future, and the same fears and trepidations about the unknown. Today, those PACE alumni are leaders all across America. On this day, you take your place among them. Be proud of this accomplishment. Be proud of PACE University. And as you move forward in your life, hold this university close to your heart. Your experience here has shaped your futures in ways that you can only begin to appreciate today. Keep in touch with your professors. Nurture the friendships you've made here. Let us know how you are doing and how you think we are doing. And remember that you are never alone. You have your classmates, your professors, and the great society of PACE alumni to support you. I hope you'll come back often. I hope you'll support this wonderful university so that the generations of students who follow you will be able to take advantage of new opportunities as PACE continues to grow in excellence, in stature, and in reputation. Congratulations to the graduate class of 2011. We salute you. Thank you.
I'm sorry to tell you all the speeches are over, and now it's time to recognize you. I'd like to invite Dean Geraldine C. Colomprero from the newly formed College of Health Professions to come forward and present the academic award for her school and introduce the candidates for graduation from the College of Health Professions. Will Dr. Mary Jo Russell O'Grady and Dr. Lisa Bardil Muscaratolo, Deans for Students, please rise and assist in the hooding of doctoral candidates and the presentation of the scrolls.
Good afternoon. This afternoon, I have 3 academic awards for the College of Health Professions to present. Awardees, when I call your name, please stand at your place so you may be recognized. The Henry Birnbaum Scholastic Achievement Award is presented to a full-time undergraduate or graduate student on the New York City campus who has demonstrated outstanding academic achievement. I am delighted to recognize this year's winner, Hannah Fetter. It is now my pleasure to recognize the Outstanding Student of the Year. This award is presented in recognition of scholarship and exceptional dedication to the ideals of their school. Actually, this year there is a tie, and so please join me in recognizing both Christine M. Davies and Stephanie Ann Lang as Outstanding Student of the Year. May I ask the distinguished faculty of the College of Health Professions to rise and join me in presenting the degree candidates for our college. The name of the faculty reader who will be serving this afternoon is Dr. Joanne Singleton, Professor and Chair of the Department of Graduate Studies and the Director of the FNP Doctor of Nursing Practice Program of the Lienhardt School of Nursing. I can think of no better person to do the faculty reading this afternoon because all of us in this room are witnessing history. This is a moment in living history as we graduate not only the first master's candidates from the College of Health Professions, but also our first doctoral candidates from the College of Health Professions.
Dr. Stephen Ferrara. Dr. Robert Burke. Dr. Annie Eusebio. Dr. Michelle Lagar. Dr. Margaret Rogers. Dr. John Barone. Dr. Jason Slyer. Dr. Priscilla Jean Baptiste. Dr. Renee McLeod Surgeon. Dr. Barbara Krajewski. Dr. Nancy Charovsky. Dr. Edith Onua. Dr. Jacqueline Kelderhouse. Dr. Alicia Fuller. Dr. Anne-Marie Bova. Dr. Rosemary Danielli. Dr. Kathleen Concert. Dr. Eileen Slavin. Dr. Pauline Smith. Dr. Dorothy Sawo.
Can we have a round of applause for the first ever doctoral class of the College of Health Professions? Please take your seats. If I can ask our faculty to remain standing, I would like to call the candidates for the Master of Arts, Master of Science, and Certificate of Advanced Graduate Studies to proceed to the stage where each will be introduced individually. All the candidates rise. All Master of Arts, Master of Science, Certificate of Advanced Graduate Studies, and proceed to the stage.
Jamie Bortolotti. Raquel Finkelstein. Michelle Ann Mateo. Christina Rose McAvoy. Saba Dam. Lauren Cardinal. Stephanie Lang. Hannah Feder. Christine Marie Shannon Davies. Tanya Portite. Chastity Ann Del Moral. Beth Kofini. Kimberly Ashley. Jessica Laskris. Alicia Kidd Francis. Gina Duncan. Christy Jean Cook. Tamar Mendelsberg. Irina Luvish. Sana Bortoski. Michelle Vitale. Josephine Antonio. Raquel Lauren Goldman. Cassidy Lee. Christine Hossein. Diana Aristobal. Christine Rosario Petrolowski. Barbara Goldberg. Anjali Patel. Eleonora Meltzer. Uloma Gioma. Joy Kilichi Obahara. Sylvia Gress. Princess Christine Ukachuko. Michelle Padua. Dawn Spatz. Larice Masai. Desiree Bloom Lindsay. Kim Colon Cavalito. Marisa Santacool. Grace Silverado. Elizabeth Reisenberg. Megan Nelson. Mary Ellen Ryan. Renee Sevick. Cecilia Jada. Kathy Hall. Suman Chandri. Monalisa Pulus. Ellen Morris Garafinkas. Monica Philogene. Sarita Clement.
No, not now, my friend.
No, I know.
Annalisa Villanueva Chavez. Polly Valerie Joseph.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, I'm ready.
Christine is going to do the alma mater.
It is my pleasure to now introduce Dr. Constance Knapp, Interim Dean of the Seidenberg School of Computer Science and Information Systems. Please come forward to present the academic award for your school and present the candidates for graduation.
Thank you, Provost Feldman. The Outstanding Student of the Year is presented in recognition of scholarship and exceptional dedication to the ideals of the Seidenberg School. Will the awardees please stand as I call your name? For excellence in the doctoral program for computing, let me try that again. For excellence in the doctoral program for a cohort of IT professionals, Carolyn J. Scher, DQ Sadas. For excellence for the Doctor of Professional Studies for a cohort of education professionals, Amy Fox Billig. For excellence in the master's program, we have 3 award winners. Stamatos Sheidaras, Cesar Mauricio Rodriguez, and Dennis Martin Dragos. It is my pleasure to ask the distinguished faculty of the Seidenberg School of Computer Science and Information Systems to rise and join me in presenting the candidates for graduation. Serving as readers for the doctoral degrees will be Dr. Fred Grossman, Program Chair, Doctor of Professional Studies for a cohort of computing and IT professionals, and Dr. Susan Feather-Gannon, Professor, who will be presenting them for the cohort of education professionals. Thank you.
Will the candidates for the Doctor of Professional Studies in Computing IT Professionals please come to the stage? I don't know where they are. Please. Should we wait, or do we go? Dr. Carolyn Scher DeCasadas. Dr. Oscar Ucedo. Dr. Chris Monclova. Dr. Jill O'Sullivan. Dr. John Stewart. Dr. Joshua Perba. Dr. Kirk Ann. Dr. Chena Pankey. Dr. Sergio Bonici. Dr. Carlos Thomas. Dr. Nick Adasi.
And for the DPS in Computing for Education Professionals, would you please come up the stairs? Dr. Amy Fox Billig. Dr. Judith Holly Bukofser. And Dr. Shakir Lashuel.
Would the faculty please remain standing? Assisting me in presenting the candidates will be the faculty readers Louise Kleinbaum, Assistant Dean and Director of Communications, and Jonathan Hill, Assistant Dean and Director of Special Programs. As I call the name of the degree that you are receiving, please stand. Master of Science, Pre-Master's Certificate. Please rise and proceed to the stage.
Lin.
Dawn M. Lee Sam.
Stamatios Shidaris.
Detective Dennis Dragos.
Cesar M. Rodriguez.
Tanya Bush.
Nancy Baker-Jones.
Hedren Lecky.
Jitra Bandakarnika.
Pierre Folks.
Jerry Monet.
Herman Cordero.
Clarabelle Bueno.
Minister Josina Kalina Zanina Green.
Kelly Stottlemyre.
Karen Ballers.
Lisa Genesi.
Amin Lam Rabat.
Eric Constantino.
Eduardo Naranjo.
Jose Gonzalez.
Desmond Rosario.
John Christopher McCow.
Stephen Malco.
Nancy Raffaelli.
Yogita Ahir.
Neva Parathi.
Baljinder Kaur.
Summit Banerjee.
Pooja Malhotra.
Raymond Pagella.
Hassan Ajmal.
Anthony Rodriguez.
Kin Chung Cheng.
Ola Satoe.
Olugbenga Olageshin.
Tyrone Allman.
John Granger.
Wojciech Hoydish.
William Gerhard.
Jeffrey Garcia.
Shilp Gajal.
Christopher Hubbard.
Christian Vedia.
Christian Belcastle.
Michael Marshall.
Janae D. Dehia.
Divya Vijaya Kumar.
Ganal Shore.
Piyush Patil.
Shahid Shadori.
Praveen Mandar.
Omar Canales.
Andrian Leo.
Yaisa Lin.
Ms. Abba Moharir.
Smita Savanayar.
Kunal Patak.
Deepti Tulusi.
Supriya Bari.
Amit Kale.
Marlene Scott.
Miguel Gindon.
Pedro Figueroa.
Jiraj Fimia.
Lisette L. Latimer.
Chirag Dilip Patel.
Sharmita Reddy.
Jonathan Pasley.
Lesuma Dixon.
Roberto Rodriguez.
It is my privilege now to ask Dean Andrea M. Spencer from the School of Education to come forward and present the academic award and the candidates for graduation.
The Outstanding Student of the Year Award is presented in recognition of scholarship and exceptional dedication to the ideals of the School of Education. It is my pleasure to award this honor to David N. Babbage. Would the distinguished faculty of the School of Education please rise to join me in presenting our candidates for degrees. Serving as readers this afternoon will be Joan Walker, Associate Professor, Westchester. Arthur Maloney, Assistant Professor, New York. And James Kilbane, Assistant Professor, New York. As I call your group, would the candidates please rise? The degrees to be awarded at this time are Master of Science for Teachers, Master of Science in Education, Certificate of Advanced Graduate Studies, and Pre-Master's Certificates. Will the degree candidates please proceed to the stage?
David Babbage. Kenneth C. Scholler, Jr. Ladan Duboulet. David Lorden. Marissa Burns. Robert Bradford Smith. Allison Petro. Kristen Strong. Angela Scarlatos. Alexa Avila Bront. Deborah Amoroso. Betsy Rivera. Stephanie Lopez. Min Jiang. Lauren Suhu. Nicole Bonelli. Georgine Sheehy. Anu Thomas. Xylan Savinon. Melissa Alicia. Raquel Soto. Leah Rebecca Bernardi. Maria Quintanilla. Jacqueline Julia Spitzer. Melissa Schultzel Jameson. Melissa Fleming. Shay DeYoung. Roman Rivuri. Christy Caraccio. Jacqueline Rita. Amanda Meyer. Natalie Adams Bolden. Michelle Darcy. Julianne Marinaro. Casey Lambertson. Abby Shello. Natasha Robert. Stephanie Watts. Ronald Nell. Catherine McIntyre. Janelle Marie Sanabria. David Whitman. Diana Baccarat Najjar. Rachel Amanda Dwyer. Antonia Jacqueline Pizzulo. Georgina Nieves.
Marie Nirham. Jennifer Lavelle. Anne Schwab. Kimberly Dietrich. Patricia Aluto. Casey Malilly. Christine Haddad. Leslie Christine Cage. Meredith Darts. Anne Marie Marucci. Christopher Baffa. Jacqueline Hogan. Caroline Belcher. Brenda Prince Ryan. Kimberly Salzman. Gloria Villanueva. Rosia Leo. Cheryl Mordecai. Kristen Caulfield. Olu Osunkoya. Janice Reeves. Kieran Phillips. Mansur Khan. Yasmina Robinson.
Ali Fernandez. Lisa Marie Greco. Stephanie Lynn Imparato. Nerdon Taboru. Zhang U Wich. Bliss Adonidizido. Christopher Joyce. Caroline Carter. Heather Moore. Jan Kutcher. Dana Pompa. Lauren Zucconi. Brianne Avina. Patricia Gibasso. Allison Maxfield. Kirsten Svensson. Silva Bieto. Vanessa Fonder. Daniel Yisham.
Jessica Loprino. Ruz Karabi. Deborah McCarroll. Alyssa Pandora Ruiz. Jessica Zinen. Lindsay Leah Albano. Marie Fazio. Maria Peros. Alice McIntosh. Sarah Stone. Jacqueline Stender-Levin. Ebony Williams. Elizabeth Alitzi. Mark Yannicone. Crystal Swanson. Sarah Jean Marbeck. Joelle Roberts Romine. Cindy Diaz. Xenia Barnes. Zakia Miller. Jason Gonzalez. Taisha Noyes. Tamika Thomas.
It is my pleasure to invite Dr. Nira Herman, Dean, Dyson College of Arts and Sciences, to now come forward to present the academic awards for your school and candidates for graduation.
It is my pleasure to present to you the Dyson College of Arts and Sciences Outstanding Students of the Year. They are being recognized for their high level of scholarship and exceptional dedication to the ideals of Dyson College. For excellence in the doctoral program, Kira Conway. For excellence in the master's program, Michael Durario. Jody Fernandez. Amanda Newman. And Poonam Nagda. I would now like to invite the distinguished and committed faculty of the Dyson College of Arts and Sciences to rise and join me in presenting the degree candidates for the class of 2011. Our faculty reader is Barbara Mauter, Associate Chair and Professor of Psychology and Director of the Graduate Psychology Programs. Dr. Mauter will present the Doctor of Psychology in School Clinical Child Psychology candidates.
Yes, thank you, Dean Herman. I'd like the candidates for the Doctor of Psychology in School Clinical Child Psychology to rise and come to the stage. Dr. Kira Conway. Dr. Elise Gonzalez Bensusan. Dr. Nora Torres. Dr. Jacqueline Spiegel. Dr. Adria Stern. Dr. Melky Mayerfield. Dr. Andrea Ehrman Copps. Dr. Shlomo Stern. Dr. Catherine DeRoss. Dr. Vanessa Brody. Dr. Jessica Mura. Dr. Daniel Weiser. Dr. Danielle Dubioso. Dr. Alessandra Tuomi. Dr. Laura Nicole Venuto. Dr. Dana Borowski. Dr. Julia Garrett. Dr. Rini Sharma.
I would now like to ask the Dyson faculty to remain standing and presenting the degree candidates from Dyson College. Our faculty readers are Melissa Grigione, Associate Professor and Director of the Master of Science in Environmental Science Program, and Rostislav Robak, Chair and Professor of Psychology and Director of the Graduate Counseling Program. Chairman Bianco, President Friedman, board members, Provost Feldman, honored guests, and most of all, family and members and friends. On behalf of the distinguished faculty of the Dyson College of Arts and Sciences, I'm pleased to present the outstanding degree candidates from Dyson College. Will the candidates for Master of Arts please rise? Will the candidates for Master of Fine Arts please rise? That means stand up. Will the candidates for the Master of Science please rise? Will the candidates for the Master of Public Administration please rise? Will the candidates for the Master of Science in Education and School Psychology please rise? Will the candidates for Master of Science in Environmental Science please rise? The candidates for the Master of Science in Counseling and the candidates for Master of Science in Publishing please rise. I now invite you all to come to the stage to be individually recognized.
Jody Fernandez.
Poonam Nagdar.
Amanda Newman.
Michael Derario.
Lindsay Blaine Levin.
Coleman Javier Dixon.
Ariana Anderson.
Marlon Hoy.
Michael Patrizzo.
Allison Tull.
Gladys Ari.
Pamela Regus.
Dorothy Crouch.
Amanda Harkness.
Elizabeth Chavez Slowy.
Alicia Wyatt.
Robin Kathleen Harrow.
Mavis Keme. Priyanhali Mystery Shah.
Megan Success.
Michael Bozuto Jr. Marissa Annunziata.
Richard Miller.
Adisa Aglahi.
Tracy Santoli.
Anne Hopwood.
Marie de las Fuentes Rivera.
Stephen Daniel Shallow.
Emily Gouda.
Mulai Yasir El Khalifa.
Bo Zhang.
Jonathan Lentine. Tian Tian Tang.
Yinying Du.
Margaret Riley.
Alfonso Rubio Aragon.
Catherine Delgado.
Kathleen Ortiz.
Cicely Bland.
Luke Latimer. Marlene Robles.
Matthew O'Connell.
Dior Vargas.
Abigail Marmion.
Rachel Slaman.
Slayman. Nicholas Clark.
Julia Daziz.
Anjuli Diane Locken. Astrubal Hernandez.
Jamie Pullman.
Oksana Ostrovskaya.
Noritia Ramani.
Heather Weiser.
Kevin Rustam.
Kirtan Stout. Odinakachi Chigewi.
Omar Small.
Chima Monday. Sarah Jean Drozdovich.
Amanda Donlin.
Let me take the next one. Erin Sarah Lee. Marta Borges. Antoinette Durazio. Angela Cambereri. Kimberly Willard.
Melissa Rosenberger. Ruben Dalvey.
Jason Green.
Yoni Ben Yehuda.
Chris Volushko.
Lauren Cross.
Nema Hutchinson.
Petal Bruce.
William Bradley Harris. Sarah Jessica Anfora. Ala Ilyasova.
Keith Carr. Desiree L.
Michael Albert.
Makiba McNeil.
Sergio Castillo. Dana Michelle Carretta. Stephanie Picardo. Kim Jensen. Brandon Stock.
Sarah Rachel Jones.
Maria Araujo. Dania D'Alessandro.
Shannon Nicole Cameron.
Ana Ampadu Fofit.
Candice Pastures.
Sharon Gail Volin.
Roxanne Wright.
Mabel Griffin.
Erica Vela. Andre Peñala. Folio Sarah.
Andrea Bozzetto.
Aligi Juarez. Maria Adelaide Marconi.
Anne Marie Gessline. Stephen Samuels. Bruce Thorpe Caldwell.
Danielle Buthorn.
Jehida Perez.
Patrick Carney.
Leanne Sharrock.
Michelle Dumit.
Elizabeth Maria Marrero.
Ruchika Bala.
Melissa Hubson.
Elizabeth Gonzalez Robles Rivera.
Sharifa Hassan Wilson.
Shareem McLin.
Osas Igodaro.
Carrie Hinkson.
Andrew Lipsky.
Jacqueline Marie Gogol.
Zach Dayton.
Rita Rooney.
Allegra Green.
Allison James.
Lauren Ostrovsky.
Courtney Novak.
Besti Ujanik.
Emily Tazinski.
Kiara Travia.
Matthew West.
Christina Cherteu.
Annette Corniotis.
Natalie Linda Gutierrez.
Will Neil S. Braun, Dean of the Lubin School of Business, please come forward? To present the academic awards and candidates for graduation from your school.
First, the Outstanding Student of the Year Award for the Lubin School is presented in recognition of scholarship and exceptional dedication to the ideals of the school. This year's recipient is Thomas Shea. Please stand to be recognized, Thomas. Now, will the distinguished faculty of the Lubin School of Business please rise and join me in presenting the doctoral degree candidates from the Lubin School. Serving as reader will be John Dory, Associate Professor of Management and Director of the Doctor of Professional Studies program.
Dr. Margaret Haran. Dr. Barbara Tarasovich. Dr. Theodosia Billy Streets. Dr. David Ole Hartman.
Lubin faculty, please remain standing as we present the MBA and Master of Science candidates from the Lubin School of Business. Serving as readers will be Arthur Sentanzi, Dean Emeritus and Associate Professor of Economics, Pradeep Gopalakrishna, Professor and Undergraduate Program Chair of Marketing, Martin Topol, Chairman and Professor of Marketing, Kevin Wynn, Associate Professor of Finance and Economics and Academic Director of the Master in Finance for Professionals. Will the candidates for the Master of Business Administration and Master of Science degrees please rise and proceed to the stage to be individually recognized?
Jing Yet Zhang, Thomas Shea, Yabin B, Yuji Lee, Viola Stern, Yu Li Ya, Samantha Quirk, Harveer Singh, Olubusola Mariam Oya Fisobi, G. Tran, Leah Gregory, Christine Ri V,
Joseph Constantino, Kokila Waklu, Rizata Aliaj, John Musa, Jesse Streetman, Lydia Shapira, V. Bui, Rana Nayak, Gara Scanlon, Wayne Steinhardt, Anran Zheng, Yitao Shu, Jennifer Marie Priagentili, Sarah Hartley Olson, David Matthew Olson, Arti Deshpande, Abhishek Atri, Varan Narang, Chadi Malfuz, Tatiana Astapova, Evgenia Lee, Ho Bui, Chun Yu Lin, Manit Shah,
Yinghao Lu, Nafis Rama, Terpia Singh, Radhika Dan, Anjali Gupta, Diraj Jain, Janine Defoe, Myrtle Moniz, Laidav Fadater, Stacy Ann Wakeman, Xiuyi Chao, Yvonne Du, Hengxiao Shao, Chongyang Wang,
Arish Saleh, Matthew Dombrowski,
Shell Hang Su, Grace Chan, Christina Sun, Jason Lee, Chow Wan, Jalmar Dilaud, Suyash Jain, Michael McGill, Zhu A. Zhuang, Yan Sun, Malhar Shah, Laurie Pierre, Martina Casagrande, Tammy Kopko, Quang Meng, Yi Zhang,
Jignesh Hingard, Renu Chauhan, Ekta Kapidya, Kumar Chintapali, Love Talwa, Robin Sabit, Rigo Morera, Vikrant Varma, Tiffany Cohen, Effie Kokulis, Justine Flores, Danila Grillo Gini, Diego Berta, Anna Lynn Iachiavello, Jared Domingos, Nicholas Rondo, Tara Shannon, Meng Zhao, Chi Du, Mei Li, Jessica Paradiso, Christine Zimian, Ravon Rayburn, Wei Yu Eng, Jennifer Skako, Kayla Nicole Radican, James De Palma,
Craig Manuel Rodriguez, Peng Gao, Masataka Ozaki, Ling Chen, Kehong Chang, Nicholas Roth, Chelsea Friedman, Mark Ross Krivis, Vincent I. Perone, Carly Israel, Gregory Barone, Adriana Paladi, Svetlana Kutlayarenko, Rumina Arslasakansky, Mauli Kumar Patel.
Levi Bronstein. Ricky Stern. Yige Feng. Shu Yan. Yanhua Huang. Chao Yu. Christina J. Kim. Thomas Liberatore. Inessa Melamed. Mikaela Horvatova. Lucia Wojtkova. Cristiano Ciarla. Dimitri Alkin. Ileana Skropelos. Ayana Testamark. Isaac Sutton. Peter Kaloa. Jessica Fritzstein. Papa Bati Gue. Guangjin Wang. Chua Wan. Yu Li. Ji Ji. Bandit Samniang Jem. Tamolwan Buapud. He Hyun Park. Jesse Zhao. Paki Deng.
Shuo Lee. Yuan Cheng. Kathleen Werner. Melissa Muckle. Ronnie Neighbor. Christopher Michael Ulick. Min Ni. Jing Le. Ryan Kaplan.
Shane O'Driscoll.
Robert Simek.
Siobhan Bennett.
Candace Lawson.
Nigel Brady. Jay Bossi. Gregory Coleman. Augusto Rosado. Colin Beckford. Manita Rosijo. Karen Spook.
Craig Cardwell. Kayla Polowinko. Caitlin Grioli. Erica Lynn Eisenberg. Sang Lee. Angela Whitaker. Dominic Mealy. Stephen James Berry. Ryan Vroom. Hao Wu. Yang Lu. Ray Hu. Yin Hai. Hua Li. Wenjing Wu. Xian Ning. Jing Chen. Jimmy Wang. Liu Liu. Eric Young. Joseph Obaage. Liang Gu. Roger Wan. Jay Yao.
Jing Feng, Jai Li, Paul Pakini Ko, Bayu Li, Ming Lu, Bo Wang, Lu Wang, Wen Zhen, Liwei Zhang, Jin Zhuo Li, Heran Zhu,
Donna Joyner, Maria Perez Julong, Belgica Dolce Santos, Vanessa Angelis, John Lanzone, Alisa Bacon,
Muli Zheng, Carney Wang, Siki Yu, Yi Hao, Anthony Calby,